What's going on, everyone? We are back for another Metroid Prime 4 video. My last video was my reaction, and I honestly didn't have any words. I was just speechless. But this video, we're going to have a lot of words, because apparently word on the street is this footage might in fact be from the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I don't know if I agree with that, but there might be some merit to that claim. So the point of this video is for us to deep dive into it, take a look at this footage, and actually determine whether or not this is really for the Switch or the Switch 2. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, so let's see what we can determine here. The thing is with the Switch, though, is it is a little bit tricky because sometimes the graphics can look really poo, and then other times it could look really do. Oh no, I was trying. But let's see what we can find. I'm going to be rewinding, pausing, all that stuff. Oh, you see that right there? These rocks. Let's take a look at these. They look really good. This rock formation, I like rock formations in games. When you can get that just right, it looks so good, dude. And right now, it looks great. This doesn't tell me that it's Switch 2, because the Switch is most definitely able to render these kinds of rocks, especially in a cutscene where there's no open world action going on. This is just one quick little scene. But that's a good start. That's a good start. Rocks look good. Ship look clean too. Samus upgraded. All right, let's see what let's take a close up at Samus real quick and see what's really good. Okay, boom, right there. Now, again, this is very tough to tell because Samus always looks clean. They always make sure this suit looks absolutely sublime. No matter what the hardware is, the limitations, who cares? This suit always looks snazzy. I have not said the word snazzy in 25 years. Where the heck did that come from? Anyways, this suit always looks crispy, my guys. So it's hard to tell. The only way you can tell is resolution type stuff. And even then, you can't really say for sure just yet. So the model of Samus itself, you can't really determine that. Dread's suit looks pretty much just as good. If I'm gonna say that much, Dread looks just as good. All right, so let's see what we get from this footage here. Okay, that right there. You saw that? Okay, so let's go over this for a second. Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3, they're all 60 FPS. That's a well-known fact. Kudos to the devs, man, because to get those games running, especially the 2 GameCube games, that's wild. Now that I really think about it, they're all 60 FPS. So I expect the Switch version of this game to follow suit. They won't drop the ball with that. Most likely the Switch is going to be 60 FPS. You can count on that. However, that particle beam that created that effect just now, that looks like a point of slowdown to me. I mean, this is the beginning of the game. So maybe they may be able to polish it enough to not let that part get slowed down. But I know the Switch, man, and there's slowdown, bro. So I don't know. That looks pretty clean. It looks like it kept the 60 FPS when it happened. Look at that. No, like it looks really good. But like I said, this looks like the very beginning of the game, so they may not want to drop the ball right at the first part, the first big thing that happens. It doesn't want to have a slowdown, so maybe they implemented that a bit better, or what do you call it? I forgot what they optimized it better. All right, so let's look into it a little bit further. Still nothing yet. Okay, so I'm looking at these rocks now around me. Those are also Switch looking rocks. Like the Switch can handle these kinds of stuff. This doesn't tell me Switch 2 at all. This is still a Switch game. This is okay. That up there, that explosion up there by that fleet ship, whatever that is, that looks pretty clean over there in the background. Stuff's going on all the way in the back too. That's a lot of stuff. And you see that big old ship just fly past just now, and we still running at 60? I don't know, man. I'm I'm getting some Switch 2 vibes right now. That's looking a little Switch 2-ish. We got a bunch of flames and fire stuff going on too. Fire effects. Those effects are very daunting. I will tell you that. It might not look as stellar to you as you think, but water and rain and fire effects, explosions, all those things cause radical slowdowns in certain other games that aren't optimized to handle that. Right now, though, this area here looks pretty. The textures don't look nothing crazy or anything. This is still Switch footage. It still looks like it could be a Switch game. Let's see. Okay, so we got some more action going on down here. Still 60 FPS. That's not too much that's going on down there, though. If I'm being honest, Switch can handle that too. The Switch can handle that too. Textures down here looks pretty plain, nothing crazy. I'll tell you right now, though, I prefer FPS. I mean, I prefer frames per second over, because I mean, this is an FPS kind of too. So that's why I had to make that distinction. I prefer my 60 FPS over a little bit of dropping in graphical quality, because the way 60 FPS feels, it's like so. I don't know how some of you guys can. I can do 30. Don't get me wrong. I play all kind of 30 games, but it's the people that play 30 games and say, "What do y'all even see? I don't even notice the difference." You just crazy. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, so far this is still looking Switch. Sorry. Now the thing is here is the resolution. However, the Switch can pull off 1080 graphics, right? 1080 resolution. But at 60, I don't know about that. Because Mario Odyssey was what, 900? That never even hit 1080. And Mario Odyssey was clean too. I mean, but this is I think more is going on here. Let me see that again. That little explosion right there. Yeah, man, we still trucking. I never played Metroid Prime Hunters, so I don't I don't know this guy very well. No, I'm lying to you. I did have Metroid Prime Hunters on the DS. I did have it. I didn't beat it though. I did have it. I don't know why I said I didn't have it. I definitely had that game. Didn't beat it though. But I enjoyed what I played. Okay, so looking at this stuff right now, this is looking pretty clean too. This is looking pretty clean. Let's go back a little bit. Let me take a better look at this, because this is like in-game stuff. This isn't like CG or anything, right? So I can assume that this would slow down as well, and there would be pop-in and stuff. I haven't seen a single pop-in, right? So that's another good indicator on the Switch 2's side. I have not seen a single pop-in yet. I forgot to look at pop-in. I forgot to pay attention to the pop-in. So we're gonna go back again at that first part to see if we can discover any pop-in, because that's a dead giveaway too. That's a dead giveaway too, because this doesn't look like a PS5 game. So I imagine the Switch 2 could handle a game like this. Because it looks pretty, of course. The art direction and all that stuff is great. So it's always gonna look great, no matter if things might look a little bit blocky or whatever. Who knows? But the Switch 2, bro, it shouldn't have any pop-in for this game. Let's take another look at this opening piece right here. I want to give you my closing thoughts right now after this. Yeah, I mean, this is an open world, so don't expect a lot of instances. Well, I don't know if it's open world. It might be. This is just the first area. So I don't know where I was going with that claim just now. That'd be silly of me to say. Yeah, because I forgot to look for that. I'll tell you what I think right now, though, while we're watching this. My verdict is that this is a Switch 2 footage. This is a Switch 2 trailer. That's my verdict. Because I'll tell you something. The Switch can do this at 60 FPS, and it will. They will both be 60 FPS. Maybe the Switch might have some minor slowdowns here and there at certain parts, like the particle beam and all that. But for the most part, it's going to be 60 FPS, right? The Switch can also handle those kinds of rock formations in terms of fidelity and such, because I mean, take a look at Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'll put some footage up here so you can see right now while I'm talking. But Xenoblade Chronicles 3's environments and stuff like that, they may not look quite as rich in terms of graphical quality as some of the stuff in this trailer, but they look damn close for a game that's big and open and sprawling like that is. Have you seen some of these rocks and stuff like that they're showing? That's absolutely crazy. So I'll tell y'all right now that I do think that the Switch can handle the rocks and all the graphics and all that stuff. However, the one thing that really makes me think that this is definitely a Switch 2 game is they're not going to show us after how many years? 8 years, something like that. How much ever years? I forgot. I think I said it in one of my other videos or something like that. I don't remember. Either way, they've been working on this game for years. They're not going to show us the version of it that's the least quality, right? For the first trailer, they're not going to show us the version that looks the worst. You understand me? So, and then another thing is, this is Retro Studio we're dealing with. So of course, they're not going to make the Switch 2 version look so much better than the Switch version that when you compare them, they're now like night and day. And you got people that don't want to buy the Switch version now because the Switch 2 version is so great. The install base for the Switch is too grand to alienate like that. So they're working with the Switch in mind. Then they're going to improve it somewhat in the Switch 2 version, right? So they will polish some things. When you get those comparison videos, you will see the times when the frames drop, or maybe there is a little pop-in in the Switch version. Things like that you might see, but for the most part, the Switch, if I had to make a scale of 100, the Switch 2 would be 100 in terms of performance, and the Switch is probably going to be like 90 to 92. Because the Switch version is definitely going to at least 90 to 92, because they're making it with that in mind, right? They have to make sure that's quality. It's been in development for too long. People are very spoiled nowadays. I don't know if Nintendo realizes that yet, but people are they complain a lot. Everybody complains about every single thing. Everything that's not their way, they will complain about it. They will complain about prices, resolutions, FPS, every single thing. And you guys get really passionate about it too. Like y'all get really passionate about it. And some people just don't care. Some of us, in some cases, don't look at this trailer and think, man, this really doesn't look like PS5. That's awful looking, right? I still look at this and think it's amazing. The art direction and just the things that are happening in the trailer looks exciting to me. It doesn't have to be the most realistic looking thing. It would be great if it was, but what we got is more than good enough for our sensibilities to be able to enjoy it, right? There's a threshold you hit. After you hit that threshold, that game's looking good enough to play. You understand what I'm saying? The animations are always going to be top notch. So once the animations are great, I prefer animations over graphical quality, by the way. So just the movement and stuff, let me play the video back. Just the movement of everything in the environment looks smooth. It's animated well. And when things are animated well, it looks high quality. More so, way more so than higher graphics. Just take a look at those Unreal Engine Zelda games and stuff with the stiff movement and whatnot. They look weird, because the graphics and the shadows and the lighting and everything is crisp, but Link's running like he got some kind of something in his booty, and I can't explain it. You see? So when you see Samus doing all these clean acrobatic moves and stuff, you all of a sudden forget all about the graphics. Well, not all about the graphics, but you look at it now and you see that, yes, this is a quality game. They put some really tight attention to detail in the movement, and that's what really gets me going. 60 FPS animations. The graphics, I take that last. I take that last. Absolutely last. So, but I do love it. I love graphics. Don't think I'm one of those people that don't love graphics. I love graphics, but there's a threshold for me as to after it reaches a certain point, it's acceptable for me. Now, whether I pay my good money, my hard-earned cash for it, is determined based on how bad I want it, or how good the game still seems to be, how fun it seems to be. That will determine if I still want to pay for it, if it's worth my money or not. I'm not going to sit here and complain that it should be less because the graphics aren't as good. If I am looking at this content and it still looks radically great or fun to me, I'm going to say that it's worth my money. I'm not telling you all to think like that. That's just how I think. All right. Everyone has their thresholds. You guys' are just all the way in the heavens. Mine is not. So we're going to have to deal with that. Anyways, I do think this is a Switch 2 game. Let's wrap it up. Switch 2. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. As I told you guys before, Retro Studios know what they're doing. They're not going to release they're going to make those two games as tight as possible in terms of how they both look. They're not stupid. Nintendo's not stupid. Retro Studios ain't stupid. All right. They know how to make a game. Those things were 60 FPS before you were born. All right. So this could very well be Switch footage, but I do think, based on what I discussed here, it is in fact, well, I think Switch 1 footage, but it is in fact Switch 2, based on some of the things I said here. Anyways, y'all let me know in the comments, like I said, and make sure y'all subscribe and like and all that good stuff. This is a brand new channel. This is my second channel. I have a main channel, by the way, but I'm trying to move from the main channel over to this channel. Most likely not all the way. This channel is just going to be news topics and me discussing things, podcasts and things of that sort. And my other channel is just going to mostly be me doing live streams of video games, as well as let's plays and maybe some other stuff. I don't know. But take a look in the description. You'll see all the things that I intend to do with this channel. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this one. I rambled a little bit longer. I will try to tune it down in the next video. I'm sorry if it's a little rambly. Maybe I'll edit it down a little bit. But either way, for the people that likes a little longer ramble here and there, thank y'all for watching. Y'all be safe. Make sure to wipe your booty. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Take it easy. Kenny out.